Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Lord Crumps, and I just want to say hello to all the recent members of the Crumpet family. Today's video, I have my dream apartment speed build for you. This is what I would like ideally if I lived in somewhere like a city. The idea of it is that this is where I go and work and create videos, do my little crafts, like a little retreat for myself. That's why there's only going to be one bedroom. Originally, I did start this off as a dream bedroom studio type thing, but then because I wanted my studio to be on the mezzanine, I wanted to have a full effect, so then I started creating the open living area. However, when I came to it, the living area looked so empty, I thought, you know what, I'm actually gonna furnish it and make it look decent, in my opinion. So it ended up being a full apartment. This won't be on the gallery because I didn't make the outside that appealing. I was mainly focusing on the interior. Inside this build there are two bathrooms, one main one which uses the platform tool to walk up to the bath. Ideally I want that bath to be grey, but we'll talk about that when we see it. And the second one underneath the stairs as well, which is literally just a toilet and a sink. So we're working on the mezzanine floor, which is going to home my walk-in closet and my bedroom, and of course the balcony. Figured that the balcony would be a nice area to go out first thing in the morning when you wake up with a glass of coffee or a tea or a can of Coke or something like that. Sit on the sofas and just either watch a sunrise or sunset, depending on what my sleep schedule is like at the moment. I add a platform in to put the bed on there eventually, and then I'm trying to get the roof line sorted. Again, I wasn't really focusing too much on this. I was just thinking this is probably like an old abandoned warehouse type thing, which then I've brought myself and converted in an ideal world. And of course, adding in some skylights, because you can't have a big open building like this without some skylights. Adding trims, roof trims, and extra windows to bring that extra lighting in. Back inside, putting in lighting down, and then working out where the bathroom's going to go, and I thought it would sit nicely underneath the mezzanine floor, underneath here. Using my go-to floor tile, which is the grey laminate flooring or hardwood flooring, depending on what you look at it as. I think it's just laminate, to be honest. It's so perfect and nice, I think it is laminate flooring. Adding a little sofa to the end of the bed, so in case I'm too tired when I wake up and need to sit down, there we go. Working on the interior closet, I use the chest of drawers in the bottom. I size up a shelf, put that on top, put some items on top of it, and then raise up another chest of drawers at the top. Don't ask me how your Sims actually get in there, but it's just there. Perhaps it's just one of those things that you store things in and you never see it again. Finding some clothes racks to raise up and hide inside as well, to make it look like I've actually got the full length to be able to use a hanging rack for all my clothes. I don't have that many, but hey ho. On the sides, I size down this console table, raise them up, and build like my own makeshift bookcases on either side, which is why I use the eco living doors to make it look like part of the frame of the bookshelf as well. This is where I'll probably house a couple of little books and some little knickknacks, like, I don't know, things like hanging plants or Lara Croft miniature dolls and stuff like that. Just for a little display case for shelving, or even stuff like aftershave and stuff like that. And of course, you've got to put a little mirror in by your closet. Didn't want to have a full length one because you don't really want to be looking at yourself all day every day now, do we? Working on the bathroom, like most of my builds recently, it is a modern bathroom with black, white and greys. The one thing I do want to change is the corner bathtub, and I would actually like that to be the same sort of materials as the walls and floors, but the game doesn't offer us that. Adding in the toilet roll, dressing gowns, all that sort of luxury items, some lighting, and making sure it looks all good. This little section in my head, in real life this would have been the original dining room, but for my purposes I turn it into my little studio, which I will have my YouTube set up and a little editing console on the back wall here eventually, and just like a nice little retreat. Because I was thinking about having the YouTube set up on the mezzanine floor, but when I thought about the voice would then echo across the whole space, so I thought having it underneath this little area, so the voice is a bit confined. Changing the metal railings to a half wall, I think ties that in nicely and blocks the room off. You don't really want metal fences in your bedroom now, that's what I was thinking anyway. And adding in some artwork, because I don't use many colours, I tried including this in the artwork. Back into the studio now. Obviously I wouldn't have a glass top desk for my work surface, because anyone who has a computer knows that things do get very dusty. I would like a matching table for my crafting area, so what I've done here is I've raising up a shelf and sizing it up, putting it on there because ideally I would like it black. Back wall here, built-in cupboards that would house crafting supplies, camera equipment, all that sort of stuff, and just extra storage for the apartment. Added in a rug to make sure that sound is muffled when I'm on the computer chair, and I was trying out different green screens here. So I end up using the one from Machino. It does look like it's in the way, but obviously anyone who owns a green screen knows it does get in the way. So for him, that is for if I have anyone with videos with me, I can drag and pull this chair in and out, so that if we have videos we can do it all together. Putting in some extra light features, big ones on the walls here, and then adding in a ladder. The ladders ideally wouldn't go all the way up to the top floor. Obviously I couldn't do that in The Sims, so what I would ideally like is one, the same height as the bookshelves that you drag along like you would find in traditional libraries, so you can access the top shelf. The kitchen, I do end up removing the bookcases on this side and a ladder to make most of the kitchen, and I do change the island, no these aren't island living counters, these are snowy escape counters, and I ended up changing them out later on. I didn't think I actually recorded that because when it actually came to cluttering this build, I cluttered using the tool mod, and when I would put stuff like the dishwasher and bars in, it just didn't look right having it all open. I would like it all closed away, out of the way, so then my surfaces are all clean. So there's that. Again, there is no dining room, but there are bar stools and stuff like that, and the sofas, it would be a nice big L shape in the corner here with a TV above the fireplace. We don't have the correct sofa that I would have in The Sims, but I tried my best in doing that. I have to move it a bit further out because eventually I do end up putting bookcases along that other back wall as well, which you saw in the thumbnail picture. Moving the stairs because I didn't like how it came in, and adding a little secondary bathroom underneath and extending the bedroom fly over just to tie in the stairs a little bit more. Some nice artwork on the walls, up nice and high above the bookcases, and yeah, I just think it just is a really, really good looking area. This is where I go, putting the bookcases in. I'm using two, raising them up, putting one on the normal level and one higher up, and then lining them up so it looks like it's one unit. I have to end up sizing these bookcases down because there was like 1.5 tiles gap either side, so I sized them down and added some more in just to make sure that that back wall was completely and utterly full to the brim with bookcases. Going along, adding some hanging plants to sit on the top of it. Not sure if these will be real or not, but we'll obviously one day when I have this house, apartment. One day when I have this apartment, I will be able to tell you if it's going to be real or not. Going out to the front, putting in the chairs, putting some more plants in, and just as sound buffering really, because if it is going to be in a city, you're going to need some sort of sound buffering from the road traffic. But just imagine sitting on there, having a can of Coke, and just seeing the city go by in front of your eyes. Yeah, that would be ideal. Originally I put a bookcase in this little area here, but then it suddenly dawned on me that I had no way to get in or out of my apartment. Then I figured later on you'll see that that's where I add the front door area. This little bathroom, nothing too fancy, just as I say, a mirror, a light, a toilet and a sink. There I go, adding onto the side front porch area, bookcases along the back and an archway in with some nice folding doors. Don't ask me how they're going to get in. As I say, outside is not going to be very pretty. And yeah, well, that's pretty much it for the speed build now. So if you like this, then please hit the subscribe button. There's going to be videos every Monday, and I will see you soon. So please do take care and have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day.